Synovial joints by Kirsten Smith. Without our bones covered in periosteum, we would have no support. They each have their own task and can be classified as long, flat, irregular, or short. We need them all to move, and where they touch is called a diarthrosis or synovial joint. There are so many different types, so let's get to the point. Starting at the top. Our skull and spine come together so we can look around. This is where a pivot joint can be found. The atlas sits on top of the axis and allows our head to rotate. One also lies at the base of the radius and ulna, allowing our hands to supinate or pronate. A first-class lever also resides here, the spine acting as a fulcrum for the skull. This allows us to nod up and down like two kids playing teeter-totter on the playground. Next is the shoulder, which has a large range of motion, and we can swing it all around. This, and your hips, is where a ball and socket joint can be found. This type of joint can move in all directions, so we can do everyday tasks, ones like standing up, sitting down, or raising a hand in class. The next is in your trunk, your sternum to be exact, a place where the ends of the bones that meet are relatively flat. The gliding joint doesn't allow for much movement, which is good in this case. If not, your ribs would be subject to popping out of place. This connection also helps with protection and flexibility. This makes it easier for us to perform daily activities. A little further down, we often hit something that makes us cringe. The funny bone is located near a joint we call a hinge. With movement in only two directions, it acts as a third-class lever, allowing the elbow to move and flex the bicep muscle. Our body can lift weights that get heavier and heavier. Even lower than the elbow, we find the wrist. We can rotate it all around, but can't make it twist. Injuries often happen to this region where we find the condylar joint because of the bone connection. This happens from moving it too far in the wrong direction. In the metacarpals, there are 4 of these, and their movement is what allows women to look through their purse searching for their keys. A man on a horse is how the thumb connects to the hand. The pollex joint is classified as a saddle joint. Think of your hand as a horse and thumb as the man. With movement in 4 directions, we can do many things, pick them up, put them down, and even hold them off the ground. What's inside? Inside the joint, articular cartilage covers the ends of bones so they can articulate. The synovial membrane lines the joint cavities and produces synovial fluid that lubricates. How does it move? The muscle is attached to a fixed bone at the origin. It attaches to the bone it moves at the insertion. 2 were mentioned earlier, now for the second-class lever. It acts as a wheelbarrow when we stand on our toes. The load or resistance of our body weight pushes down. We make an effort to plantar flex our ankle and lift our heels off the ground. Our bodies are strong and can take a lot of applied force and resist a lot of pressure. What helps us work smarter is called mechanical advantage, so we do things more efficiently, so our bodies do not work harder. The end.